Good evening. In today's video, I want to discuss BRC-20's, which are tokens inscribed onto Bitcoin. I want to discuss some upcoming hyped up BRC-20's, some BRC-20's that are doing well, where and how you can buy them, and basically everything you need to know in regards to BRC-20's. So BRC-20's, Ordinals, inscriptions, JPEGs on Bitcoin. This is not just a new meta. It's not a fad. It's not going to go away. Bitcoin is the biggest, most secure chain. So if you're going to store a piece of data on any blockchain, do you prefer, like if you wanted to store the Mona Lisa on the blockchain for the next 100 years, where would you store it? You would inscribe it on Bitcoin. That is the most secure place to inscribe a piece of data if you want it to last forever. To add to that, when you inscribe an ordinal onto Bitcoin, you're actually inscribing directly onto the Bitcoin blockchain. So if you put a JPEG onto Bitcoin, that JPEG is actually within that Satoshi. You're actually embedding the data directly onto the chain. Whereas with NFTs on Ethereum, you're just getting a token which links to a decentralized file which stores your JPEG. So the actual file isn't directly on the Ethereum chain. So that's one of the reasons why I'm very interested in ordinals right now. But I also thought I should come and check out these BRC-20, see what everyone is going crazy about right now. Now, I think potentially you could make the argument that ordinals are a better way of storing JPEGs on a blockchain than NFTs. However, I'm not fully convinced yet on the whole BRC-20. I think ERC-20s, which are tokens on top of Ethereum, so they're not like within Ethereum, they're just on top of Ethereum, they're just tokens that use Ethereum. Whereas just like with inscriptions, just like with ordinal inscriptions, BRC-20s are actually inscribed onto a Bitcoin Satoshi. So you can inscribe like 2,000 BRC-20s on a Satoshi of whatever BRC-20 you like. So I just think that seems a bit awkward to me, like tokens being inscribed directly onto the chain rather than having a separate token like it is on Ethereum. However, let's like a lot of people are saying potentially it's better. So let's dive a bit deeper. So firstly, in fairness, this capability is only a couple of months old. This is completely new technology. Like ordinals itself is completely 100% new. So the technology is likely to improve. This token inscription is likely to get better. Like this is one of my recent comments on my last ordinals video. So this is what one of my commenters said on one of my videos. He said, got Unisat to get OXBT, which is a BRC-20. It is painfully unuser friendly. And he says he doesn't see the mass adoption. So I replied, which is kind of like, if it's hard to do, if it's unuser friendly, that means it's probably even a better time to be getting in. When it's really hard to do, that means the masses aren't here yet. So like I mentioned, do you think it was easy to buy Bitcoin back in the very early days, or to buy CryptoPunks back in the very early days? No, the technology, the user friendliness wasn't built out. It wasn't fleshed out yet. So it is quite tricky to understand, wrapping your head around buying BRC-20s at the moment. But if you watch this video, you learn how to do the process, you potentially get in on some good early BRC-20s. Like, we are just at the very first innings of BRC-20s and of ordinals on Bitcoin. Of course, the user friendliness of Bitcoin and ordinals and the technology will improve drastically. So that's why I think BRC-20s, although they're a bit clunky at the moment, you can only buy tokens in batches at the moment. So say I have 2,000 tokens, I can sell a batch of 1,000 tokens or a batch of 2,000 tokens, or I can only buy a batch of 5,000 tokens. So it's a bit funny at the moment. But with time, they already have developed BRC-30s, which allow for staking and other kind of more fancy and more advanced features in regards to tokens. With time, this technology will definitely improve. So right now, the total market cap for BRC-20s is $283 million. So pretty tiny. When you compare that to some shitcoins, like it's lower than the market cap of some absolute dog shit shitcoins. I think the market cap for Luna Classic, you know, Luna, the thing that rug pulled to zero, that market cap is $500 million or something crazy like that. So the entire market cap of BRC-20s is half that. Almost half of what Luna Classic is. Like Luna Classic literally has no utility anymore. So if we look at the market cap of all the ERC-20s, so like tokens built on top of Ethereum, like Chainlink, like ApeCoin, the list goes on, there's hundreds, probably thousands of ERC-20s. If If you look at the market cap of all of them combined, it is $150 billion, whereas the market cap of Ordinals is like, in the hundreds of millions of dollars. So almost 1,000 times smaller. If potentially got to the market cap of BRC-20's, which I doubt doubt a lot. Well, maybe in the very long term, and ERC-20s are also worth a lot more by that time. But yeah, 1,000x potential. But yeah, at this very early stage, like BRC-20s, like the technology isn't really there. But this is just a comparison to see how tiny the market cap of these BRC-20s is still. So we're still in the absolute very early days. Some coins that you can already buy. So the biggest coin right now is Ordi. I think that has like a couple of $100 million worth of market cap. That was one of the first BRC-20s. But another interesting one, which was started by pretty well established Bitcoin influencer, not influencer maybe, but Bitcoin thought leader, Bitcoin and Ordinal thought leader, BitGod. He started this Ordinal project, or this BRC-20, called OXBT. And the actual original thought for the idea came from Frank DeGods. So Frank DeGods, he saw that basically DM'd BitGod saying, how can I get some BRC-20s for my Bitcoin DeGods? So if you don't know, DeGods had 100 dead gods that were still owned by the team. So Frank DeGods wanted to do something new. So he saw Ordinals popping off. So he decided to burn those 100 100 Ethereum DeGods that the team still owned. So he burned them, sent them to the burn address, and auctioned them off on Bitcoin. So now there's 100 DeGods that are actually inscribed on Bitcoin, and you get the same treatment if you have a Bitcoin DeGod or an Ethereum DeGod. However, like, Frank was really one of the first to do anything on Ordinal, so he was very early in on this. Anyway, he sent in this message. OXBT was born. I bought some OXBT. Why not? That's one of the first coins. Not a huge amount behind it. It's just that there is some smart thought leaders behind this coin. So how can you go ahead and buy your first BRC-20? So I'll leave links in the description for Unisat, but Unisat is the wallet I use. So you can get yourself a Unisat wallet. It's pretty much the same as MetaMask. The technology is getting pretty good. Like, even though it's still quite new, like, the technology has improved drastically since a few months ago. Like, a few months ago, it was just like, I knew about Ordinals. I could have got in, but there was just too many hoops I had to jump through to be able to just buy an Ordinal. So I didn't do it a few months ago, but I probably should have. Nevertheless, now it's much easier. Not perfect, but much better. So I'll leave the link in the description. Watch out for scams, so just make sure you're on the right links. But you get a Unisat wallet, and you can they have a marketplace for BRC-20 on the Unisat website. So you go to here, you click the BRC-20 tab, then you can see all the different BRC-20s. So let's click one. You go Ordi, trade, and then you can see all the different amounts that you can buy. So this is what people have listed. And as you can see, it's all just in chunks. So like 100 tokens, 200 tokens, 1,000 tokens for this price. So that's essentially how you can buy the tokens. And then you can just list them pretty similar as well. 1,000 tokens for X amount of price. Also, if you click that button that says Ordi info, you can actually see the whale breakdown. You can see all of the information in regards to whichever BRC-20 you're checking out. But you can see the whale breakdown if you scroll down, and you can see the number of tokens, the number of decimal places, all that kind of stuff if you want. But what are some upcoming tokens that potentially could do well? But what are some upcoming tokens that I'm excited about? So there is one very hyped up token that I'm going to try mint in the next hour. It's minted today, and probably, in my opinion, like, not financial advice obviously, I think it will do well. It's called Meta BRC-20. The ticker symbol is MXORC, and it's from another thought leader in the Bitcoin space. But it's the first one that has like real fundamental value behind it, a bit of a vision, a bit of work that's been put into. They're not just like, oh, a meme coin, like, oh, this is a funny name, or this is like a good ticker or something, or this is low inscription number. That it's actually has some substance behind it. So it is very hyped up. We'll see if it does well. Well, I'm going to try and get in on the public mint, which starts in about 40 minutes. So it's probably already happened, but yeah, MX or BC. So it's just kind of a metaverse kind of stuff. Here's some of the details if you want to find out more about it. So yeah, BRC-20s are absolutely tiny at the moment. They have huge potential. You have the security network of Bitcoin backing up these BRC-20s. Finally are starting to get some projects with real substance coming into the ordinal space. It is getting very exciting in the ordinal space. We're extremely early. This could, like the BRC-20s, I'm not as convinced as with just ordinals and JPEGs and other embedded data that you can put onto Bitcoin. Like I'm very bullish on, embedding data that you want to be secured forever on Bitcoin. One of the best use cases of Bitcoin potentially, because it has this huge computer network. Like you can never hack Bitcoin. It's bigger than Amazon Web Services. It's bigger than any file storage place in the world by magnitudes. So a very exciting time to be diving into ordinals at the moment. If you're watching this video, you're extremely early, so take advantage of that fact. Learn as much as you can on ordinals. Maybe risk a little bit of your capital if you want into some of these plays of these BRC-20s and some ordinals potentially. Don't go too crazy though. Like a lot of these projects are going to fade away to nothing, of course. And it's so early days, the actual blue chips probably haven't arrived yet. But I'm doing a little bit of speculation. I'm going to learn as much as I can. I'm going to keep bringing you these videos. But yeah, thank you so much for watching. I really, really appreciate it. I really hope you enjoyed. Can't wait to see you in the next one. Cheers.